Last week, I transformed Berm Crusher and rebuilt every feature up to the final berm, and it's still riding perfectly up to this day. This means it's now time to move on. I'm gonna make the end of the trail continue downhill and add a wooden tabletop jump to spice things up. Besides the quality of the original features, the reason nobody enjoyed this trail is simple. It finished at the very bottom of the property. To get to the same spot, you could also ride air supply into Silly Sausage. That was a much better option that was pretty hard to beat. Let's start off by clearing a path for this trail. This rough path will serve as a broad guideline for our new trail ending, and it ended up being exactly what I had in mind. Before I go nuts though, I need to gather post and wood to support our feature. Alright guys, so the first thing that we actually have to do to get wood for this table is take out the old trick step-up landing. This thing never really worked and it just wasn't really that fun, so we're just going to use all the wood for it, plus some of our extra wood that we had, so we don't need to go get any new wood. All the wood from this landing gave us 22 by 6s that were 5 feet wide each, perfect for the new landing that we'll build. On a side note, I've been getting a lot of comments about treating the wood we use, and we've been doing that already. This copper green preservative helps keep the features protected from the weather and makes them last longer. We still do need to gather posts though, so let's do that now. Guys, look at the log I just got. It is perfect. Perfect species of wood, so it's going to be naturally rot resistant because it's western red cedar, but we got to get all of this bark off and then we can use it. Now we finally have all the posts with the bark fully stripped. I've mentioned this before, but you can't leave bark on posts because there's all sorts of things that can happen underneath. We're doing a wood lip for this project as well. Using what we learned from our mistakes on the whale tail, we can cut the transitions to be smoother and better fitting for this jump. Alright, if any of you guys are ever building a wood lip, you gotta keep your transition because this can be an offcut and you can use it again for another project, so you don't have to cut a whole new one. While we have the saws out, we should probably cut the planks to size as well. That only takes a few circular saw cuts. I know this is a lot of prep work, but we only have to do one more thing before we start on the wood table. Alright guys, so before we actually start building the feature, we need to kind of fix up the run-in. We did build a little cambered roller, but it needs to be a little bit taller and it needs to shoot you in the right direction. So that's what we're going to do now. We got to start on it, got to make it a little taller, and that's going to give you more speed and a better setup into the wood feature. Now that all the intense and backbreaking tasks are complete, it's finally time for the fun part, digging post holes. By far my absolute least favorite part of the project, but it still has to be done, and done well. What do you think of right here? Because I know we already cleared the path, but like this is where it has to be. Because you come out of the roller and then you just go that way.
Then we don't need a camber if it's that.
It doesn't need to be too cambered, but we still need to like come through here and then go that way. Because you can see the tire marks on the roller, they're all like kind of low. We just got to figure out where to put it. After breaking out the tape measure and getting some precise measurements, we finally figured out where we could dig our posts in. With all 4 cedar posts in sturdy, we can finally start on building the actual wooden part of the table. After securing the 2 transitions and making sure they're level with each other, we can use the stakes to make sure the bottoms don't move. Guys, for stakes I decided to cut a 2x4 in half and then cut a little point because these are going to keep the bottoms from moving, so if we just whack these in, they'll be nice and stable. I've made a lot of wood features on this channel, so I'm sure you all know the process relatively well. At least for this video, I'll show you a build lapse of the whole feature so you can see it take shape. We lost light very fast in this project, but the next day we went full force on putting the planks on. So we got a lot of work done today, or yesterday. We actually did pretty much the whole frame. So now all that's left to do is we gotta put the planks on and then we can ride it. So let's do that now. Oops. Somebody didn't buy enough planks. We're missing some, so I think we gotta go get some more. Look at this. That's even bigger spacing than we planned on having, and we don't have enough, so I probably have to go get like 10 more. So right now is usually about the time where we would ride the feature. We'd have a blast because we just spent a long time building it, and it would just be such a relief and it would be tons of fun. This feature though, I'm sorry to say, it does not work. It's the first wood feature that does not work, and I'm pretty upset about it, but we're gonna have to take this whole thing apart, and that's gonna be for the next video. But I did a poll a little while back that said, do you want how to build a drop, how to build a jump, or both, and you guys voted for both. So I think what we're going to do is take this thing out, and then in the next video, we'll start fresh. We'll do a dirt table right here, make it smaller, and make it so it's going to be fun, and it'll definitely work. I'm just as bummed out as you guys are about this feature not working. It took a lot of time, effort, and hard work to get this thing done, and it sucks that we can't even ride it. Unfortunately though, this cannot be fixed, as I've tried changing the top of the trail multiple times, and it still doesn't work. I'm going to have to cut it there, and in the next video, we'll fix this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week.